Hi everyone, I'm Danielle with Trinity Readings. We are just going to do a collective message, whatever message wants to come out, whatever the guides want to say. So chances are, if you are here, there is a message in here for you somewhere. Keep in mind, this is a general collective reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you are interested, I do offer personal readings. I do psychic readings, I do tarot readings, I do medium readings. I'm also an astrologist. I also do energy reading. I also do energy coaching. All of that information can be found in the description box. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's just start by seeing what are the messages that want to come through right now. What are the messages for the collective watching this? Silence is not a bad thing. Taking space is not a bad thing. Taking a step back is not a bad thing. Don't be scared with the stillness. Don't be scared with the silence. When there's silence, when there's stillness, don't automatically go trying to fill the space in some way. Okay, if you think about what it is that you're wanting, or even like if there's something that you're feeling that you're lacking right now, something to keep in mind is anytime you feel a desire for anything, the minute you feel that desire, the minute you want something, the universe, God, your guides, whatever you believe in, your higher self, the idea of that, the desire for it, the thought of that brings it into creation automatically. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, right? It brings it into creation. And you obtain that when your energy matches what it is that you want, right? No, we are not limited. We are never denied anything. It's our own perception. It's our own beliefs. It's our own actions, that it's our own fears that will prevent us from having the things that we want. So the minute that you ask for something, the minute that you pray for something, it's done. It's already done. So you're not waiting for it to come in. Divine timing, it's not like, there's this whole map planned out for your life that, when you're 50, you're going to get this much money. And, when you ask for something, your guides are saying, well, this is kind of a big deal, so we're not going to you can't have this for a year. No, it's not like that. It's once you ask for something, it's there. It's when you match that frequency that you are able to obtain it. But we have a lot of fear. We have a lot of insecurities. We give ourselves a lot of excuses as to why we can't have what it is that we want. We focus on the lack of what we want, and as long as you're focusing on the lack, that's what you're going to receive. Because when you're focusing on the lack of anything, that's the energetic frequency that you're in, the absence of it, right? What you want is up higher, in a higher frequency, right? So it's there. You just have to shift your energy. Everything that is going on around you is reflecting to you what your frequency is. The way that people are treating you, the way that people are acting around you, that is a reflection of your own frequency. If people are are draining you, if people are being aggressive towards you, then that's saying that you're not protecting your energy enough. It means you're not asserting your energy enough, right? So I feel like your guides are saying whatever it is that you want, whatever you feel like is missing in your life, whatever type of life it is that you're wanting to have, you need to understand that you have already been promised that. And the minute that we take accountability for that, we take owner, not in the sense of like controlling it, like it's all mine, but the minute we take ownership and accountability for the things that we want, and we tell ourselves, this is what I want, I am going to do what I can to get that, to move in that direction, and I am going to trust that the universe is going to match my efforts. So you have the lack of boundaries is the same thing as lack of responsibility. It's the same thing as not taking accountability for something. And when you don't take accountability or responsibility for the things that you want, then you're telling the universe that this is not important to me. So for example, if you are telling your guides or telling the universe that you want somebody in your life that loves you, that treats you well, that supports you, that your guides say, yes, we see it, this person is, we're bringing you this person. But then in the meantime, you continue to connect people that are not giving you love, then what you're telling the universe is, I don't see enough value in myself, so I'm just going to accept whatever in the meantime. It's kind of like the message is, anything that you ask for, anything that you want to create in your life, any desire that you have, the minute you feel the desire for it, accept that you already have it, that it is already possible, and put any necessary boundaries up to get that. If you want commitment, then don't entertain non-committal things, right? If you want commitment, then you need to commit to wanting a commitment. Does that make sense? And at the same time, if you want to understand where you are in relation to what you want, look around you, look at what's going on around you, because your current environment, your current connections with people are reflecting to you what your energy is. So let's see if we can just get a little bit more clarity on what this message is. I also kind of feel like there's this message for a message like let go, like continuing to focus on the faults of another, or saying that you don't have what you want because of another person, or continuously looking at the faults of another person, is also a reflection of a lack of boundaries within yourself. It's a reflection that you're not taking accountability for your energy. And that will block you from receiving what you want. Not block. They're saying nothing's ever blocked from you. It's just it's making it difficult for you to get to the frequency that you need to be. And until you shift your focus, anything you're focusing on, what you're focusing on the most intently, you're manifesting the quickest. you're in this period of growth. But I like you're in a period of growth. I feel like for some of you, you're also seeing like you have a desire for something, you have a dream for something. Um, you want to grow, you want to expand, you want to move to like a better period of life, but there's something that you're wanting, but I feel like it also, it either is something that feels very far away um, or it feels like a risk to go after this. But it's like it's something that feels, because it's a big dream and a big desire, or because it's something that feels like it's going to take a lot of effort, or you're going to have to like create a lot of change in order to get there. It might be making you feel um like, is this worth the risk? And I feel like your guides are saying this is not something that you need to see as a risk. It's your dreams, it's your desires, it's your hopes. The things that you want are not risky things. And the quickest way to see like to move in the direction of what it is that you want, in a weird way, is to appreciate where you are now and understand that where you are now is exactly where you need to be. It's like where you are now is, just because where you are now is not close to what you want. Oh, I'm trying to word it the right way. It's kind of like it's almost like you you took a job because this job was going to give you a lot of financial security, and then a month after you take this job, the job that you really want all of a sudden becomes available, but you don't know if you'll be able to get this job, and in order to get this job you're going to have to do all this other stuff, right? And so you're questioning, like, should I take the risk of going after this job that I really want when I'm stable where I am now? It's not something that I necessarily love. I don't really like this very much, but it's something. And so it's kind of like that. It's like you've already settled into something. And then what something that you really want, or something that you've been wanting, or something that you know is going to fulfill you more, is suddenly in front of you. And so you're questioning, like, but I'm comfortable here. And then you get in that space where you start to hate where you're at, right? Then you start to get miserable. Oh my God, now I've taken this job, now I'm stuck here for the rest of my life. And then you start to get miserable, and then what you want is going to get further and further and further away, right? If you can find, like, where I am now, I was supposed to be here for whatever reason, but I also am giving myself permission to want something more. I appreciate what I have. I value this. I'm not upset that I made this decision to step here, because there was obviously a reason for it, but it does not mean that I have to stay here. Does that make sense? Give yourself permission to want more, to dream for more, to ask for more. Let's see if we can get a little bit more on this. How are you showing up in this energy? You're showing up as the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands indicates like a desire for change. It also indicates being connected to a person or to people who like, it's like you and another person are battling because you're both wanting something different. But you're just like sitting in an energy that's like it's a very conflicting, but it's the energy of change. It's some sort of conflict, or difficulty, or even like competitive kind of energy that's showing up for you. But it's showing up for you because there's an opportunity. It's opening up the opportunity for change, for some sort of positive change. Like the conflict is necessary. The conflict is necessary right now. The conflict is important. The conflict is showing you something. The conflict is bringing something to light that maybe you haven't necessarily been giving a lot of attention to. I also kind of feel like for some of you, be careful that you're not like, if there's some sort of like disagreement or conflict between you and another person, be careful that you're not jumping into the mind space of there needs to be a winner and a loser, or I need to win this. This conflict is not coming up for you because you're meant to fight this battle and come out the victor. This conflict is showing up for you so you can examine what it is you really want. I also feel like for some of you, like you're fighting to be seen. You're fighting to be understood. But the reason that all of this is coming about is because there's some sort of passion that's been ignited. There's some sort of desire that has been ignited, and it might even be coming up as like this sudden feeling of anger or this sudden feeling of frustration. When you feel anger or frustration, that's a sign that there's some sort of desire that you have that you're ignoring, and it's coming up as anger because your soul is like, hey, why are you putting up with this, basically, right? So there's something that has been initiated, some sort of desire, some sort of passion for something, or just overall like a desperate need for change. Like you just might be feeling the need that something has to change, but it's creating a lot of conflict. You don't want to get pulled into the competitiveness of it. You don't want to get pulled into I have to win, I have to be successful at this. Ace of Cups is in the recent past, so this is like your soul wanting something. This is like you want to be happy, you want to feel fulfilled. I feel like for some of you, you've been putting a lot of focus into self-love, which is a good thing. And it's almost like the more you're taking care of yourself, the more that you're loving yourself, the more you're kind of noticing like the environment around you doesn't really support that. Like the more you start to value and love yourself, the more you're starting to realize how much like bullshit you've been tolerating. This is showing up for a reason. But you might feel like you're not able to have fully what it is that you want. this change kind of, or whatever this is, it definitely requires you to step out of your comfort zone. It requires you to kind of go through a moment where you're not going to necessarily feel grounded. You're not going to feel stable. You might even feel like it will affect you financially somehow. I feel like you're going through some sort of rebirth. It's like, it's almost like kind of like waking up, like, I am not happy here. Like, why have I been staying here? This is not what I want. This is not the life I want. It's like you're suddenly getting that feeling that like you're not where you want to be. Yeah, you're being shown you're being shown that there's more for you, that there's better for you, and it's almost like you're being shown that by all of a sudden, like, it feels like where you're, like, the energy that you're sitting in right now, like, all of a sudden, like, you've been fine in this for a while, and now all of us, now you don't feel happy, or you feel like all of a sudden, people that you're connected to are like going against you, but all of that is happening because the universe is showing you in some aspect that there's more, there's better. Seven of Cups, yeah, there's more. I feel like you have been maybe kind of feeling that something's missing, or just like lost emotionally. For some of you, it's important to be really careful that it's like you seem to be connected to people that are wanting to continuously create some sort of battle, or create some sort of competition, or like measuring like every little thing, like, okay, well, in 1999 you did this to me, and in 2005 you did this to me, like measuring like every single thing, like making it some sort of competition or some sort of battle, or who's doing what. And it's like it's like it's creating more confusion than necessary. But it's because, like, again, it's like because there's more available. You might not have recognized that there was more available because of all this conflict around you. Or just even in your day-to-day routine has kind of made it difficult to see that there's more available, but now you're being shown that. But it requires like, almost like it requires some sort of like starting over. And I feel like nobody really likes to feel like they have to start over, but it's not really starting over, it's like a rebirth. It's like you'll have to like start at the bottom again, or start from the beginning, or it's a brand new relationship, or it's a brand new job. It's like there's an insecurity about starting over. But again, I feel like you have been, putting more focus on yourself, practicing more self-love, taking care of yourself better, you're feeling better about yourself. You have made positive changes. And so I feel like it's like making it to where everything around you, like all of a sudden is looking different. Things, you're looking at things from a new perspective. This is kind of like showing you, in some aspect, it's showing you that there might be people around you who put their own interests above yours. It's also showing you, it's like it's almost showing you like the difference between healthy relationships and unhealthy relationships. It's almost like showing you the difference between a healthy environment and a destructive environment. It's almost like this is becoming more, you're becoming more aware of this, or this is becoming more obvious that over here, this is something that is healthy. This is something that is going to support me. But over here, this is like toxic. It's also like coming to this realization that things are supposed to be easy for you. You're not supposed to be in this battle day in and day out, or not supposed to feel that you have to like fight and struggle just to kind of feel good, just to be in a normal energy. Like it's supposed to be easy for you. Relationships are supposed to be easy. Your job, you're supposed to love your job. Like, not that it's supposed to be like easy, but it's like you're being shown a choice. And it's kind of like, a relationship should not always be a nonstop battle, you know? If you're in a relationship where you feel like it's just a constant battle and a constant struggle, or you're constantly having to look over your shoulder, then you're in a power struggle. Then you're in a relationship with an insecure person, you know? Your guidance is the Temperance and the Six of Swords. It's like, this is about growing. This is about evolving. This is an opportunity for you to expand, for you to move towards peace. And that's what your guidance is. I think sometimes we feel like you're supposed to work hard, like you're supposed to work really hard to succeed. You're supposed to be the best at everything. And I think that we've got this understanding that like if something is difficult, then it's more valuable. But relationships are not supposed to be difficult. It's not, things are supposed to flow easily. I also feel like there's this message to kind of give yourself some space from everything, so you can maybe kind of like, you know, process everything in your own way. What you're not seeing is Ten of Swords, Three of Cups. There's people that you are connected to that are just there for a good time, or they're just even there for, because connecting to you helps them continue to play the victim. like for some of you, like if you have a relationship with somebody who has like insecurity issues and they're always jealous, and so you're always having to like, I promise, like, you know, here's my like, you know what I mean, like, um what you need to recognize, it's not your responsibility to heal that person's insecurities. That person is just using that at this point, as an excuse to continue to be the victim, because as long as they're the victim, you have to keep taking care of them. And I think that's what you need to, that's what your guides are showing you. Like for some of you, I feel like you're being shown genuine love, you're being shown healthy love, you're being shown um something with more excitement, something with more passion. And it's like you've been told that, you know, you're not supposed to want more, that the grass is not always greener. But if this is the type of relationships then that you have, then of course you're supposed to want more. Nine of Cups. You're seeing something that you want. Nine of Cups is like your wishes granted, wish fulfillment, what you want, but it means that it's like it changes everything. Maybe you have always thought that this is, you know, maybe you're in a relationship and you've thought that this is what I'm supposed to do. This is how relationships are. But it's like it's not. Whatever this is that you're wanting, it is going to kind of like create a lot of chaos, but the chaos is already there. Like the chaos is already there from day to day. It just might be a big shift for a moment, but the Star and Nine of Cups and Justice card, this is your wish fulfillment. And the divine is already granted you your wish fulfillment. You just have to trust enough to say, okay, I want this. I'm going to block out everything that is not that. All right. I hope that makes sense. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.